It's an additional $80,580 because that is the year of the statistical update, as they call it. So, ouch.
Yes.
So what did we budget for?
So, did you see that?
We budgeted. So we put in 23,400 for 2026. How off are we?
About 500.
So we need to go 500 more.
Yeah.
About 24.
You can go to 24.
Go to 24 on that. But I'd also recommend putting a warrant article to put money aside.
Keeping money in the revale.
Right, and so that last year, 104,
Yeah, it's funny that they do the balloon payment because we're pretty much bound to this, but
right,
I guess they don't really render that service until 5 years later, so we don't keep the money in our
Right.
pocket until then. It's not because we're going to save up for it, but
right. Well, it's better than doing that each year rather
yeah.
than,
So, so it's at 16,000 a year that we have to,
About 20,000 a year.
20.
20,
Yeah.
then the,
So you
yeah.
need to,
So what is the,
The balloon payment?
yeah,
104.
It's,
80?
yeah, the yearly cost it's 8,500, 80,580. So that in 2030, the total bill to Avatar is going to be
Yeah,
104,000.
So if you divide that by 5, so
Yeah.
each year, it's
Yeah.
16,116.
Yeah.
So that's what we would have to ask for.
also by 4.
And maybe ask 17, because if you end up in a situation like we were this past year, with
Right.
an update to the contract, you want to have that cushion.
Yeah, yeah, we could go the 17, and 17 will do. Okay. Then I'll make a motion that we sign this.
Second.
One thing I would like to say about Avatar, I mean, generally I'm not dissatisfied, I'm satisfied with what they do. But I was looking at some old property cards, they're not old property cards, they're new property cards. The pictures are old on there. I think they should update the picture if they go around measuring.
Right.
They've updated some,
Yeah,
but yeah,
you know,
there's several that they didn't.
For example, they came on my property and they looked at the cabin that I have across the street and they jacked up my assessment on it, rightfully so, I knew that was coming. But if I look at my property card, I get this old dumpy looking cabin over there, which is not representative. So if people are looking at these things,
Mhm.
it'd be nice if they had a current picture.
There you go. $2,026 warrant articles. No, I know what you're pointing out.
I'm not gonna hit you in front of her.
She doesn't amuse me.
So the ones paper clipped are the fire department ones,
Okay,
and then.
supervisor's term
there's-
change.
Yeah, but then that's not a money warrant article. And there's the VA one.
VA.
Yeah, that one was like forever ago. That one was back in July when they did that.
Is that
So
for an
it's
exemption?
like- Yeah, and update the exemption, and it's just a reminder that we need to do another update to the,
So you gotta vote on this?
yeah, you remember how we had to do that 2 years ago? They made
Yeah.
some changes where we could adopt, what was it? It
Yeah.
was a new classification. This is
Yeah.
this is changing the amount
Okay.
that they can qualify for.
Okay, we'll start with fire department. First one, article, well, X. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of well, they changed it to
To 80.
80,000 to be placed in the previously established fire truck capital reserve fund.
They don't have,
They don't have a capital reserve.
so how that's not written the way it should be written.
No.
They need to establish a fire department capital reserve fund. They don't have
They,
one.
they don't have one?
No.
They have their,
And that's one of the
fire
things that.
apparatus.
Yeah, fire apparatus. Well, no, they have fire
Oh, okay,
apparatus.
sorry,
Right.
you're right.
So that one will work. They just need to change the lingo in
Yeah, the
there.
lingo,
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
yeah, we
Okay,
have,
all right, never mind, I thought
It's not a
that
fire
was for
truck
the
capital
revolving
reserve fund.
account, I'm sorry.
Fire apparatus,
Yeah,
capital reserve,
Oh, that's-
so fire apparatus, capital reserve for
I
that?
believe so.
Okay.
yeah. That's how it's worded. If you look in the town report, it'll give you
Yeah,
that.
it's fire apparatus.
Yes, I was thinking it was the revolving account one.
So,
Are we gonna say our name for each one of these as we go?
that's okay with me. Well, but as far as this one goes, because there's other issues at the fire department, I know they're looking for an engine, I don't know if we have an engine in there. My recommendation was they should save for the engine, because I don't see it happening this year. So is
Well,
that amount gonna be sufficient? Or are we okay with it?
from what Alan was talking about today, with what money is in the capital reserve, and with that, he was talking that there would be enough money,
To get a used,
because I think he said there was 350,000 in there already.
I didn't bring my book, so I don't know offhand.
I think it was 400 something for the truck.
Right, but he's been looking.
Oh, he's got another one that's less than that.
Right, we've been finding around 250,000,
Yeah.
with roughly 10,000 miles on it. And he said our current vehicles have a lot more than the 10,000, and they're a lot older
Yeah,
vehicle.
well, that's true, but you have to remember where this apparatus is coming from,
I'm
you
just,
know? So,
I'm just,
like, I know, I went to New York City once with UPS, and they have these ancient package cars there, they are old, and they only have like 10,000 miles on them, something like 5, they do a mile a day. So, but they get a lot of wear and tear, so, and any used one that we look at, we just have to scrutinize it, we can't only go by the.
right, I'm just relaying what he said, so I agree with you saying,
Kinda don't wanna buy a used fire truck
and then,
if it's spent a lot of money
right.
in. It might look good, like Sam, your international you just bought, it looked real good. How's the piston dump on the dump body?
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So you have
See,
one,
there's things that you don't know is gonna happen.
Right,
yeah,
It can look like a perfect truck, and then you can start throwing money right into it
So-
instantly.
buyer beware.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. So he's got one here that he sent me info on, and it's a 2005 International Pumper Tanker, 225,000. So I know he's looking around
20-year-old truck.
20-year-old truck.
and that's one of my things is that I think we need to get away from these old vehicles.
Because at least with the highway department, they can do what he did, to seal off it's winter time, seal off the piston, you don't need it in the winter time. The fire truck, that something breaks, you're not gonna be able to do a quick fix,
Right.
No,
keep going.
no.
Right.
Okay, so you're saying the 80, I'm okay with the 80 too. Or is that too much?
I don't know, because I don't know what else is in line for, that they're looking for.
So are you saying that we'd be better going through the mall
Yeah,
and then seeing what the total picture is, so we can go and, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys still also have to figure out what you're doing for the other
Yeah,
capital
for ours
reserve
too.
For the who?
funds. Other capital reserve funds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, see the town will vote to raise an appropriate sum of $38,000 for the purchase of installation of an AirVac 911 exhaust removal system for the fire department to be installed in compliance with NFPA 1500 regulations and the state of New Hampshire adoption of these regulations. This appropriation is in addition to the operating budget and shall be raised by taxation.
I think that needs to be reworded too, before that, you know, but the bottom line is, do we want to spend that kind of money on a air purifier? The article itself, I think, needs, the words need to be changed around, but the money is the same. And I know that this has been attempted before,
Right,
and it was at a greater dollar cost, I think, back
yes, it
when
was.
John was trying to get it, and it failed. But I think it's something that we really need to consider.
Exactly, we could, we hold town meeting over there.
The whole town, and people won't go to town meeting because
Because they get.
of that sort of thing. So
Right.
I think that it would speak to that. It also would speak to the people who actually work there, that have to breathe that stuff all the time. And I think it would be a very wise investment on our part to do that for the volunteers and for the townspeople that use that building.
To see if the town will vote to establish a Grafton Volunteer Fire Department revolving fund pursuant of RSA 31:95-H. For the purpose of supporting the operation, equipment purchases, maintenance, training, and other necessary expenses of the Grafton Volunteer Fire Department. All revenue received from donations, grants, fundraising activities, and any fees or reimbursements related to the fire department services, including but not limited to emergency medical services or mutual aid reimbursements, shall be deposited in this fund. The money in said fund shall be allowed to accumulate from year to year, shall not be considered part of the town general fund unassigned fund balance, and shall be expended under the direction of the appointed fire chief and appointed assistant fire chief in accordance with the purpose of the fund. No expenditures shall be made from this fund without approval of the Board of Selectmen, and the fire chief, assistant chief shall provide an annual report on all receipts and expenditures to the town. This fund shall remain in effect until rescinded by a vote of the town meeting.
I'm in favor of that, but I think the wording is clumsy.
Right.
Too
I
much
think it-
fluff.
Yeah. I think that we streamline that.
Yeah. Too long.
I said, what do you think of the concept though?
Yeah, the concept, but I think at the same token, I think it should be somewhat approved by the board. I hate to see, or you might have a competent chief in there right now,
Yeah.
but what if you don't?
It has to be approved by the board.
Then it says in there it's
Oh, all
gotta
right.
It has to be
Yeah.
approved by the board
Yeah.
and selectmen.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, then
Other than that,
we could have somebody that is,
right, which
we
we
could
had
get a
before.
new set of people in there and someone who's likes to spend like crazy, like,
Right,
you know, we've had road agents in the past that have been
Right.
like that. The selectmen have the final say, so.
Yeah, you see the town with a ladder truck and.
It'd be nice to have.
It doesn't say select board acts as agents to expense.
No.
It says it in another way, but.
Yeah, exactly, it
But
should
you
say,
should put that on there just like that, because that
right.
kind of helps people decide how they're gonna vote on something.
So revolving accounts don't have agents to expend. That's capital reserves. Revolving accounts get
That's a good
treated
point,
just
yeah.
like when they request for money from an operating account. But the account itself is managed directly by the treasurer, opposed to a trustee. They still have to submit payment request approvals, which get approved through the board and then by the treasurer before a check is written. So it's kind of handled a little different.
For the town to vote to adopt the option under House Bill 151, which amend RSA 41:46-A, changing the term of service term for supervisors of the checklist to a 3-year term. I'm not gonna read the rest of it.
yeah, we get the drift. And that probably could stand a little cleaning up too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think that
I think-
once we
yeah.
get the concept, we can get them
Right.
all settled.
Well, I think that one and that one before you can set up this, we're in agreement
Yeah.
That one, the fire department,
So do you want to just go
Revolve.
ahead and do your motions on those two?
yes.
Yeah. So moved.
Who's motioning, who's seconding them?
Yeah.
I'm motioning.
Steve.
I'll second, or if
Ed.
pick one.
Right.
Don't do any money.
Flip a coin.
Ready?
We don't have to read the whole thing.
He said, thank you.
Yep. This will be a warrant article to change the, statutory change to property tax credits for veterans effective July 13th, 2025. I'll read the first paragraph. Wait a second.
Read it in your head first.
Pick one.
Under RSA 72:28, veterans may receive a standard veteran tax rate of $50 or an optional veteran tax credit amount from $51 up to $750 when the optional credit is adopted in their municipality.
What do we,
What are we voting on here? Are we upping what the exemption is? What the
that's what,
tax
Yes.
credit?
Yeah,
What's the
they
tax
think
credit
it's
now?
still more
Right.
than-
500.
Yeah, yes.
Go from 100 to 750.
Are we in favor of doing that?
You don't get to decide, we do.
Well, we don't have to put it on the ballot, do we?
yes.
Yeah.
It's a house bill.
You have to,
Oh, we have to?
yeah, you have to do a
Then I
warrant
guess
at the
you
time
get
of
to
the
decide.
You guys just have to say whether or not you approve it going on the ballot.
No?
But don't we have to approve the dollar amount?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, you have
I
to
mean, we
choose
could-
what
we
you're
could-
going to,
yeah.
because right now we're at 500, so you can increase it to
Up to 750.
750. Is what that's saying. You can allow our veterans to get more of the.
so this just says we can put up something, but we don't have to.
Right.
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 Okay, yeah. That's fine with me.
So we're gonna move it up?
Up to,
Are we gonna move it up to 750? I mean, no, we are, yeah.
Well, we don't want to do it now, that just gives us the option to.
No, do you want the warrant article for it to be increased to 750?
50, right?
Yeah, we have to say in the warrant article what the
Right,
dollar amount is,
exactly.
yeah.
Confuse me.
Yeah, so like, I know it's great to help the veterans, but everybody else pays for that,
Right.
you know, so
I'd say up to 600.
I'd go along with that.
Yeah.
600.
It gives us some wiggle room to change that to,
Right,
you know, in
yeah.
the future.
Now, you guys want to review the capital reserve ones tonight? You guys just have to motion on them prior to the budget hearing, correct?
Right, yeah.
When's the budget hearing?
The second Friday in
Yeah.
January.
It's in January, but I'd like to know what they are before that.
Yeah.
So,
Are we prepared to do that tonight, or are we gonna do that?
Well, I don't know if she's got them all available for us.
I don't have anything printed out.
All right, so then,
Let's wait
I
till
just
till
printed
next
the
week's
ones
vote.
for the request that
future
came in.
meeting.
Okay. So I can work on that, give you guys handouts to think about before the December 4th meeting.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be appreciated.
7/4 is over.
When do you want me to, so the other piece too is, wording for warrant articles need to be vetted through the lawyer.
Yes,
So, like these ones that we would have to do, when do you want do you want me to work on the wording, have you guys review it on the 4th and then send it to the lawyer,
Right,
or?
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of going
Okay.
about it. And a lot of the wordings, you just have to look at old articles.
Right.
And you can pick up the wording.
Correspondence. This one, asking for money. Public Health Council of the Upper Valley is asking for $1,400. We'll also go over those too,
Right.
so we'll go over those.
Yeah, and we didn't give anything to them last year, this Public Health Council.
Yeah, so you guys already chose the amount you're going to allocate to health agencies.
Yeah, that's going over
So,
how much we're gonna get to each one.
yeah, and you don't have to do that until, next year before we distribute.
Okay.
You just need to know if whether or not you're going to increase that total amount,
Yeah,
or if
right.
you're going
And
to
just
keep the same.
keep in mind that, well, I know that we have that, and we've basically been staying the same each year.
Right.
But a place like that, that's new, so like, we could use the same pie, but everybody would get a smaller piece, or we could just
Yeah.
decide to stick with the people that we already.
I know there's a couple groups that we give quite a bit of money to. We could probably cut them back.
Back and add somebody else.
Yeah, at least we have that option to do
Right.
so, okay.
The way we did that last year.
Yeah.
We cut some back and gave it to someone else.
Right.
So. That's it. Check. Public comment time. Maureen.
Do we need a new fire truck?
That's a good question, but if you talk to Chief Gove, he'll tell you that at one time we had that second engine. And during John Babier's tenure, I don't know what happened, it broke down or it just wasn't worth fixing. So the town got rid of it, and it's never been replaced. So his argument is that it's something that the fire department would like to use so that we have two engines to fight fires. If we're on a call, if we're called out of town with our engine, we have one reserved in town for any other emergencies that come up. It's just an operating procedure the town used to have, doesn't have now, probably hasn't had it in 10 years.
So will we be adding on to the fire station in order to have a place to park it?
No, there's a place, it's all
Where?
reserved right underneath the fans, back where we used to have our meetings.
So they would either have to move the ambulance out to get the truck out, or move the truck out to get the ambulance out.
So you're gonna move the ambulance outside during cold weather?
And
In
they
order
have
to get the fire
and they would have to back it back in.
We haven't decided to do anything,
I don't
but
know,
that's,
I kinda think we should be buying highway department equipment rather than a fire truck at this moment.
We have 3 trucks, all tanks on them. The engine has a tank, the tanker has a tank, and the forestry truck has a tank. Granted, 2 of them only have like 1,500 gallons, or 2,000 gallons. It's still more than nothing.
the forestry truck is something we didn't have 10 years ago when we got rid of the engine, so you have to keep
We
that in
got
mind
the
too.
forestry truck for nothing,
Yeah.
That's right,
yeah.
it's not ours.
So, how
It's
many
a loaner.
fires have we had this past year?
We don't have that information here, you have to go to a fire department
Well,
meeting.
that's a good idea in order to help you decide whether you
Sure.
wanna vote on another vehicle.
The Facebook page talks about how many calls they've done this year.
The what?
The fire department Facebook page talks about a number of calls.
Do you happen to know how many?
I thought it was like 40 something as of, I don't know, a month or two ago.
Okay, thank you.
This was brought up buying the truck back from Reed's. What's up with that?
Previous road agent got rid of it, so he didn't like it. That is John.
We have found that everything was junk and we have fixed everything. So I happened to see it there and I was like, wow, that's the same colors as our other trucks. And I went inside and I was like, is that the old one from Grafton? He's like, yes. You still have it? So we went over and looked at it. We haven't officially looked at it, but it's in pretty good shape. So,
It wasn't used much.
no, it's cool because it does, it is a flat, like, granted, it's a ghetto flatbed, like it's dump body cut off the sides, whatever. But that'd be great for a calcium tank.
So, what,
And we can put, we have a sander that,
Say that came off.
no, that one's in Kenny's truck now.
Oh.
But there's another sander that someone backed into a tree and broke the back off of it. However many years ago that happened, they backed into something.
That was, no, that
The
wasn't a
town
tree.
shed.
No, that was the ditch on end of, Razor Hill and, Route 4, they backed into that culvert.
Yeah, so.
That was a double sander,
Mm.
had the 2 spinners.
So that case that holds the sand is fine. The spinner aspect is junk. So we're thinking we're gonna take the spinner off one of the 10-wheelers and put it on that, and we could have a sander for this flatbed.
so going forward, is there any mechanism in place that this doesn't happen again?
Different road agent.
Different road agent. You can see one of the mechanisms is we have, the
We have
road
a
agent comes
mechanic.
to our meetings every single time and gives us a report. That's a huge difference.
And we have a mechanic that can fix stuff.
We have somebody on site that can actually fix things that are broken, like the roadside mower, which if we listened to the old road agent, would have been down at Reed's too. We might be looking at that now as well. So,
So you guys have to stay in place forever.
Oh, yeah.
please stay in place.
Question, is Russell picking up Mitchell's full-time salary?
No.
No, he's strictly admin. There has to be somebody in there to support the one officer that we have. And it's strictly administration, nothing else.
What is the admin,
What does the admin do?
what is he doing there?
Background checks, sex offender, registries, pistol permits, all the paperwork that, because when Peter does his, notes and his, reports, they have to be handed off to his supervisor to be approved.
And there's no supervisor.
And there was no supervisor, so they were just piling up. So now Russell can do those.
We did reach out to the state police. State police won't give us any help because we have an officer. So we still technically have a department. So
We would literally have to fire Peter and go to no police department at all to have the state police even consider coming here.
Russell wasn't famous for doing paperwork, so is this a step up?
To no one, yeah.
that definitely is a step up, and I wasn't aware of Russell's. I know a lot of people have problems with paperwork around. I wasn't aware that Russell was one of them, but maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.